स्वस्ति न इंद्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। So today we will we'll finish the Karika number 2 that we have been doing for a few weeks, and we will also do Karika number 3 and 4. So we'll do 3 Karikas today, 2, 3 and 4. And let us just chant it, and then I will explain the sentence meaning, and then we will get into the explanation. Excuse me. Karika number 2. Dakshina mukhe vishwaha manasi yantastu taijasaha akashe cha hridi pragyaha tridha dehe vyavastitaha. Number 3. Vishvo hi sthula bhung nityam taijasaha pravibhikta bhuk ananda bhuk yat tatha pragyaha tridha bhogam nibodhata. So, nibodhata, sorry, not nibodhata. One more time. Vishvo hi sthula bhuk nityam bhung nityam taijasaha pravibhikta bhuk ananda bhuk tatha pragyaha tridha bhogam nibodhata. Number 4. Sthulam tarpayate vishvam pravivictam tu taijasam anandascha tatha pragyaha tridha triptim nibodhata. One more time. Sthulam tarpayate vishvam pravivictam tu taijasam anandascha tatha pragyam tridha triptim nibodhata. So, let's just do the sentence meaning of number 3 and 4. 2 we have done before. Number 3. Vishwa is indeed the constant experiencer of the gross objects. Taijasa is the experiencer of the subtle objects. And Pragya is the experiencer of Ananda. Know the experience to be threefold. Number 4. The gross object satisfies Vishwa, whereas the subtle object satisfies Taijasa. And Ananda satisfies Pragya. Know the satisfaction to be threefold. So these are the 3 that we will do today. And the commentary on all these 3 by Swami Akhandananda is very voluminous. It goes into, I'm not sure, but very close to 50 pages. And in great detail, and I think that we need to condense it, and what I intend to do is to give you the essence of these 3 Karikas, probably just in one class today, and then we will proceed on. So one reminder to you, I think I just do it from time to time. In this YouTube broadcast that we do, there's always the chance that you're sitting at home and I know how busy you are. You've got a lot of things going on. It's very possible that you may be doing multitasking. You may have a, cell phone there. You have to check messages, all kinds of things, and you also are listening to me. What I would request you to do is that the nature of the vichara, the thinking that we are doing, it's at a very subtle, very advanced level, I think. Certainly it is for me. I hope you feel the same way. But for me, this is at a very, very advanced level. And what that means is that it cannot stand multitasking. You will be cheating yourself. You're not doing any favors to me, but you'll be cheating yourself if you do a couple of things at the same time, because then you'll be just hearing the words, but the vichara will not be there. So, anyway, all I'm saying is that if it's at all possible, when you are in a classroom directly with me, like it happened in the Salersburg retreat, then the eye contact is such that you cannot do multitasking. But here, there's a possibility. My request is please don't. Either you just not even see this until later, or if you do, please pay attention to what is being said by these Mahatmas that I'm just communicating to you. Okay, just a request. Okay. So we have lots to do today, and I think I look forward to unfolding the basic messages that I think are pretty crucial for all of us. It's important. So these three karikas are put together in this very large section of the text by Swami Akhandanandaji, and in the essence of that is that our freedom in life, which each one of us seeks, very obvious, lies in seeing unity within diversity. So this is what the overall objective is. And the unity is seen in two stages. The one stage is to do drik drishya viveka, meaning the discrimination, the ability to subtly discriminate is not something that you have to do physically. Like if there are, I remember I'm sure that those of you that are from India will all recall this, that our mothers and grandmothers used to get the lentil beans, and then they will discriminate between the true lentil beans and some dirt, some small portions of rocks that come in with them. And so they will be doing this. Over here, rocks over here. We all saw them. We sometimes, as youngsters, we would egg them, and they didn't trust us. They said, "No, I don't know if you can really do this." So this is not a physical discrimination like that, but it is a mental discrimination. And so the first stage of seeing the unity in the diversity is to do drik drishya viveka. This is stage number one. And the second stage is, and we will follow through with this to see how this will be done. We've already started doing it, but we will also follow through with it. The second stage of this seeing the unity in the diversity is to look at the Advaitam. And that means Drik in fact includes the Drishya. These are the two stages. So you can write it down. This is why the very first verse of Drikdishya Viveka text is so beautiful. In fact, it just includes both the steps. As you know, Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik Tad Drishyam Driktu Manasam Drishyaha Dhivrittayaha Sakshi Drigeva Natu Drishyate. And I tell you, this was the text that really grabbed me when Swami Dayananji gave the explanation in the UC Santa Cruz. I taught for 1 week, and I remember I recorded that in my cassette, or maybe I got it from the organizers. I was one of the organizers, and then I would listen to it. Must have listened to it dozens of times. Very beautiful, one of my favorite texts. But the very first verse, shloka of the Drishya Viveka, gives both stages of it. And we are really just looking at the first stage in our teaching at the moment. But we will also start to look at the second stage, and until you do the second stage, the whole vichara is not complete. So this is what happens. Rupam Drishyam, that the objects that you see are seen, and with respect to that, your eye is the seer. But the eye also is not the ultimate seer, because that also becomes the seen. Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik Tad Drishyam Driktu Manasam. The mind becomes the seer of the eyes, and the whole, it takes the whole experience into itself, and the mind becomes the seer. Is that the ultimate seer? It is not. Then Dhivrittayas, so we have to do that all over again. Lochanam, Rupam Vishyam, Lochanam Drik, Tadrishyam Driktu Manasam, Dhivrittayaha, all the vrittis of the dhi becomes the drishya. Then comes Drigevatu Natu Drishyate. Sakshi, the Atma, actually stays as the drik and never becomes the drishya. So there is a quantitative change between all the others, which is relatively drik drishya, but the Atma is never drishya, it is drigevatu. So this has many layers of understanding that we will unfold later, not today most probably. Don't think I will come to it. So we will stay at the first level, which itself is very instructional. Just the Drikdrishya Viveka itself is very instructional. Okay. Now let's go to the next stage. Here we saw a verse in the last class which we will examine in more detail today and become more aware of what that means, And I think we will do a meditation on it. But before we do the meditation, let me set the stage for it. Okay? So the verse that we saw last last Saturday. What am I saying? Today is today. Last Saturday was this from the Shvetashvatara Upanishad 6:11. It said, Eko devaha sarvabhuteshu gudhaha sarvavyapi sarvabhutantaratma karmadhyakshaha sarvabhutadivasaha sakshi cheta kevalaha nirgunascha. Eko devaha sarvabhuteshu gudha. This is really worth knowing about. What it's saying is, in the entire so-called cosmos, the entire world, the entire set of experiences that ever were, ever is, and ever will be. Not as though anything is going to change. This is fundamental to the cosmic truth, if you want to do that. There is a single Deva, not multiple, but one Devata, one person. And what do you mean by the Devata? What do you mean by Deva, one Deva? It means there is one Drik, one seer. Even though the scenes are multiple. And so here on scenes you can say S-E-E-N, scene, or S-C-E-N-E, scene. Same meaning. So when we say see, we also look at all of the sense organs, all the sense objects, all the five, the Panchamahabhutas. So the scenes may be many, but the seer is one. This is the amazing part of the whole creation. This we must grasp in our understanding, because it doesn't appear to be the case, but this is the truth. One seer. It's not as though Paramatma is a different seer. You are a different seer, I'm a different seer. And it appears to be. It isn't the case. This is what we have to see. And we see this very clearly and very definitively. We are done. We are free. That's all that we need to do. And we started looking into this last week. And I think I was just thinking we might do this in the form of a meditation through a nididhyasana. Okay? All right, so let's do that. So let me take out these bright lights that are shining in my ears, my eyes. Let me go and shut off one big ceiling light, and I'll be back, and then we'll start the meditation. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Triambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikalagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Nilakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Based on the teaching of the Shastra, I meditate on the nature of my life. The nature of my experiences that constitutes the word life. My living experiences. Shastra through such shlokas as Eko Devaha Sarvabhuteshu Gudaha and many such shlokas, mantras, tells us to meditate on the nature of our experiences. Shastra says, you are looking at and experiencing a continuous set of experienced things, ever changing. Time, situations, people, your own mind, your own body is This is all part of what you are seeing. Like in a dream, you're seeing a picture, a three-dimensional picture of your life. Please see what happens when such a picture is experienced in your own life. You see a projection. A projection that basically consists of three parts. A screen on which a picture can be projected, a mechanism for changes in the frames of the picture, and a steady light. These are the three essential constituents of any projection, meaningful projection. A screen, a mechanism for changes in the frames, and most importantly, a steady light. I meditate on my own life as an example of this phenomena. We will examine what constitutes a screen, a steady screen, unmoving. We will see that later. Very briefly, equivalent to the movie mechanism for changing the frames rapidly, I meditate on my mind as being that mechanism. But in this meditation, my focus is on the steady light. The light must be unchanging. If the light itself flickers, changes colors, comes and goes, the entire movie experience collapses. What you see may keep changing. That is what life is all about. But for this meditation, my focus is on the steady light that makes the experiences of my life possible. What is the nature of this light? Shastra tells us is this light something that you borrow? Is this light consisting of the same ingredients that are in your experience? Color, solidity, aromas, all the ingredients of your experience. Are those same experiences constitute your light? Is this something that you acquire? Have you ever seen this light go away? Is it logical to see that at one time it was not there even when you were there? Shastra says, please see the impossibility of those options. What fuels this light? All light that we are aware of in our life are fueled by something. By electricity, by the stored energy in a battery. You are providing a steady light to illumine your experiences. Where does that steady light get its fuel from? From outside? From inside? From where? What is the weight of it? What is the size of it? What is the history of it? Do you see it changing? Can it change? Does it have a shape? Can you see it? Can you feel it? Don't you see that you are that light? You are that light. You are that knowledge, that jnanam, that awareness that lights up all your experiences. Can it be your own individually acquired light? Don't you see that you were born into that light? Your body-mind complex came into being and the light was already there. Don't you see this? Is it reasonable that you have your own light and I have my own light? Is it reasonable that I had a different light when I was a youngster and my light has changed now that I have aged? Is it reasonable that this light belongs to certain people in the world and not to others? Is it reasonable that Ishvara has a different light than yours and my light? Is that possible? I meditate on this one light. Which is the basis of the entire cosmos. And that's me. It's not different from me. I cannot be different from it. I cannot have an experience of life without this steady light, which I am. This light, which is amazing. It doesn't need anything. It does not depend on anything. It is self-existing. Self-lighting. There is nothing in the world quite like it. Not the sun, not any stars, nothing. It cannot be invented. It cannot be discovered. All discoveries and inventions are in the realm of the seen. This is the seer, the conscious being that makes the entire set of experiences possible. See this fact. You are that light. You are that light which is timeless. Which is the nature of truth. Steady, unchanging, Swayam Jyotihi, Chit Swarupaha, Sat Swarupaha. See this fact. It is an amazing fact. What is Chit Swarupa must also be Sat Swarupa. Nothing else is Sat except this Chit, this steady light. This is not something from a textbook. This is you. You can see this directly as you hear my words. No amount of study and research and practice and meditation and thinking can show this to you. These are the words of the Shastra. You are that light. And as light, you are the only truth. This is a fact. This is what the Shastra says. not a drishya. You are the drik. You are the sakshi. You are the seer of your life, unchanging, timeless. This is Brahman. The entire cosmos is lighted up by Brahman. At any stage of your life, any experience of the life, any place that you might go to, any time that you may go to, it's the same light. This is Ishvara's light. It is not just your light. There is only one light. Eko Devaha Sarvabhuteshu Gudaha. It is hidden inside the mind of everyone. Until inquired, it as though never was. But once it is inquired into by the words of the Shastra, by a person that knows this truth, it becomes very simple, very straightforward, not hard to grasp. You are that light, timeless, Amritam. You are Amritam, not subject to any changes, let alone any termination. Not possible. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So this is the essence that the Mandukya, the Karika, the commentaries by our acharyas are telling us about. Each one of us has so many movies that we are participating in. The life itself is a changing movie. And every night we discard that continuity of the changing movie and go into our own private world of seeing some other movie. But the ingredients remain the same. You are the same light that lights up your dream. You're the same person that is lighting up your waking state. And you are the same person that is lighting up nothing during deep sleep. Nothing. But you're lighting it. Because when you wake up, you would not be able to see, I saw nothing, unless you saw nothing. So you are there. You don't get interrupted. That light doesn't get stopped while you are sleeping. It's the same light. As we will see in this teaching later, that the true ashraya, the screen in the example of the movie, the screen, which is the ashraya, which is the adhisthana for the movie, that adhisthana, the ashraya, is true if it shows the presence of the movie and the absence of the movie. You see that? This is something we're going to look into that. It's a little bit more subtle. But what it means is that if the screen was not there, even when the movie is not there, then it will not serve as a screen to us. What is really interesting is that the screen has nothing to do with what is projected on it. Nothing to do with it. But it provides a steady background. So, as we proceed further, we will see this later. I just want to concentrate on the light aspect of it today. But as we proceed further, we will see that I'm in a very interesting situation of not only providing the light, but also being the screen for my movies. This is going to be explained in more detail as we proceed further. But for now, what the Karika is explaining is that really speaking, we talked about the Ekajiva Vada. And you can say it, Eko Diva Devaha. So, this is a beautiful thing. We will see that really speaking, there is one conscious being, one real being. Conscious being means the light, because what is unchanging is true. What changes is not true. Even in our life, we say, supposing you find a person and you ask him, what is your name? And he says, my name is John. And then somebody else asks him, what is your name? And he says, my name is Jim. So I heard him say, my name is John. And I also heard him answer somebody else that my name is Jim. What is going on? So there is some falseness in this person. So what that means is that any kind of a change that we see, in this case, the name of the person. Similarly, you can say, where were you yesterday? Well, it says, oh, I was in San Francisco. And then somebody else says, uh, did you see that game in San Jose? He says, yeah, I saw that game yesterday in San Jose. I was there whole day in San Jose. He'll say, 1 minute ago, you told me that you spent the whole day in San Francisco. Now you're telling you are in San Jose. There's something false about this person. So, what this clearly means is that even in our life, everyday life, what is not changing is the truth. And conversely, what changes is not the truth. There's something going on that I need to investigate. Because if it changes, as the Gita also says, that it was not there in the beginning, it is there for a short while, then it won't be there again. There's no truth in it. I remember Swami Dayananji pointing out, he says, supposing you're looking at this carpet, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, the carpet turns watery and becomes gaseous. You say, what is going on? Is something funny, strange. So similarly here also, really the truth is the unchanging. That is the truth. And that is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Jnanam means the light. Satyam means the unchanging light. And the very source of, as the very basis of everything, Anantam, Anandam. That alone is the truth. This is what we need to, and it's not as though it's new, not something that has come about that nobody knows about it. It's just that I never focused on it because I'm so involved in watching the movie of my life that for a minute I did not pay attention to the light which is the truth about the movie. So this is what is pointed out in these three karikas, and you can see that the same person plays many roles, dreams, etc. Same person. And the funny part is, really speaking, Ishvara is not different from you and I. It is Ishvara working through you and I that has a different view of the movie. Is this in the example that we saw in the last couple of weeks? It is like a conscious water of the ocean. It's the same consciousness, same water. But because each of the wave, because of their samskaras and so on, has a different view, the movie changes. But the light behind the movie is the same. There's only one Deva. You can call it Ishvara, you can call it Paramatma, you can say Brahman, whatever it is, one Deva. You are not different from it. You are the same light. This is the beauty. This is the truth. This is what we have to see. Here, in the next couple of minutes, Swamiji has pointed out that if you look at The, the very first, you know, you look at the Bhagavad Gita, in the 16th verse of the Bhagavad Gita, of the second adhyaya, second chapter, this fact is pointed out very clearly, right? After the admonitions and so on, really this is the Mahavakya of the Bhagavad Gita, one of the most important vakyas, which says, number 16, Na sato vidyate bhavaha, na abhavaha vidyate sataha, ubhayo api drishtantaha, tu anayoho tattvadarshibhi. Na sato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha. Beautiful, very important verse. And it takes a while to really grasp what it is. Here's what it basically says. It says, you can say the second line first, na abhavaha vidyate sataha. Sataha abhavaha na vidyate. He says, abhavaha means a possibility of not having that experience. Here, bhavaha, you can say, roughly speaking, we can go into more detail, more subtle meanings of this, but for now, you can just call it an experience. So, or you can say the very presence, the very disappearance of Sat is not possible. What is true must be in all experiences. That's what it is said. So here he says it is this light that we talked about. Atma. Na sataha. Sataha means of the Sat. Sixth case. Of the Sat Chit Ananda. Sat and Chit are one and the same, as we saw earlier. For that, there is no possibility of it ever disappearing. Not possible. Because it is the very nature of the Sat. How you define Sat? Unconditional. Svadasiddha. Swayam Jyotihi. So he says that's not possible. But the more interesting thing he says is the first part. This is what Swami Akhandananda and others have really explained it so well. Swami Dayanandji too. Na asataha vidyate bhava. Of something which is not there, you cannot really have, you cannot see the presence of it. You cannot see the presence of something which is not Sat. So very simply, if we were to translate, you cannot have an independent existence of something which is not Sat. And you cannot have a disappearance which is independently Sat. This is what it means. So the first part is interesting because I see experiences. How can you say that even though they are changing, but I see them being there? So there is a deep truth to this which says it is an appearance on yourself. Here's what we have to see. This is what will be explained in the last stage Remember, Drigeva natu drishyate. This is the last stage that will requires Advaita, non-duality. What it means is, yes, it is a presence. All right, you see the Jagat around you, but it is simply Adhyaropa on yourself. It is just the Sat is still yours, the steady light. It is in fact a superimposition on your own light. It does not have an independent existence. This is what is being said. Anyway, I think what I will do is, even though the commentary with lots of other examples, etc., is very voluminous, I think for now we will wrap up all these three uh, karikas in today's class, and from next class we will begin to see karika number 5. Trishu dhamasu yad bhojyam bhokta yascha prakirtita tad aitaduvayam yastuna bhunjanona lipyate. So we will begin to see the truth about that. I don't think it will be quite as long as that, but anyway, whatever it is, we will do that. So with that, I think this very voluminous section of the second, third, and fourth, in terms of the viveka between drik and drish, was the main substance. And what it means is that you are the same person, even though you say you were young, you were old, etc. But really the oldness and etc. also is drishya, not in the drik. You are the same person, unchanging, never born, and therefore not subject to death. So this we will see as we proceed further. Om Asatoma Satkamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. My thanks to Chandra Dulam. Just before the class was starting, I found that the Mevo camera icon was missing from the iPad. So I tried to find that out. I couldn't quite. So thanks to him, we were able to do that rapidly and without any delay in the transmission of the class. So thanks, Chandra. That worked out good. All right, good. All right, I don't see any questions. So with that, I take your leave. We'll hopefully see you next Saturday. Hari Om.